Gary, you know when something new comes along, um, Copernicus, or what do you say that the the Earth revolves around the sun, and I think they threw rocks at him. You know, what I mean? I bet there would have been a moment there where Nicholas Copernicus said, I might have been better off in shutting up and just going with the status quo, excuse me, or the status flow. Um, and then what made me think of that is you mentioned research, and you know these industries are driven by research, and you mentioned that the leg extension, the Cybex machine, and there was a lot of research behind that. And how can we be a sports clinic without using the knee leg extension Cybex machine? When you started teaching from the world of physical therapy and movement sciences through the lens of Gary Gray and chain reaction biomechanics, and was there ever any opposition? Like, did you come across? I don't want to use the word haters because I'm sure, but that concept of people like, whoa, hang on, we have our industry here. This is a little bit left of center. Things are going okay. We've got research to validate what we're doing, and we've got processes. And you get on the table, and we treat you this way, and you know we do an assessment at least with strategy. Was there ever any moments where you second guessed and you're like, hang on, man, all these people, or was there any opposition? I guess is the best way to frame that.
Lots. And there still is.
Is there really?
Yeah. We the sad thing, at least in my profession, is very little has changed since I went to PT school 50 years ago. And either we were the smartest people 50 years ago, or we just haven't developed as a profession. And so even
That's very keen observation. That's a beautiful way to put it.
yeah, something happened. And I love students, and we have our clinic here where I go hang out with the students because I learn a lot from them. But since I'm the old fart, they want to kind of learn something from me. So, and what I try to understand is, what do they understand about the body? And now they're coming out called doctors of physical therapy. And so if I would even kind of hint that, a plantar fasciitis, at least in my experience over the last 50 years, with a typical jogger leaning forward, it's probably caused from the thoracic spine. Now, if you've never learned a chain reaction of walking or running, and you don't know the relationship between the trunk and the pelvis and the tibia and the femur and the subtalar joint, that would be voodoo. That'd be, are you nuts? We have this protocol that when we have a plantar fasciitis, we rub the heel, we lick the heel, we kiss the heel, and never ask a simple question. I wonder why or who pissed off the heel, who upset it. So it's interesting. You would think by now, because now, quote unquote, all the research is coming out proving function, not proving that we were right, but proving function. Where we
could you say proving that the human body was right for the past 2 million years?
Yeah, it's like so we, as you know, the principles we follow are, it's driven by gravity, ground reaction force, mass, momentum. It's a connected chain. It's three-dimensional. There's a neurological system, and there's with proprioceptors, and there's muscles that react, and joints that move and turn on proprioceptors, and all of that's undeniable truth. I mean, I wish I would have come up with that, but that was out there thousands of years ago. All we did is say, yeah, that's truth. And if that's the truth, then here should be the strategy of the truth. And then this is what it looks like. Something as simple as we all knew the body moves in 3 planes of motion. So strategy should be, we probably should move the body in 3 planes of motion. So the technique should be, well, let's say I'm trying to lengthen the iliopsoas. It better be in all 3 planes of motion, or you're probably going to miss the 2 most important planes. So we're all taught to lengthen it in the sagittal plane. But you look at the anatomy of it and what it does and go, crap, I've been missing the 2 most important planes of motion my whole life. So that was kind of a long way to say it's, we still get, and again, I think it's a natural human reaction. Yeah, I go to school for 6, 7, 8 years. I come out with a doctoral degree. You're talking to some old guy that barely got through physical therapy school. And, we start asking questions that basically are kind of saying, you might want to challenge what you learned. I had a young lady a couple of years ago in chain reaction, who had graduated about a month prior in physical therapy school. And when she introduced herself, she goes, "Hi, I'm a doctor of physical therapy, and I have a $260,000 loan that I still have to pay." And people laugh, but that's not funny.
Mm.
Uh, and after day one, she got up and she says, "So who's going to give me my money back?" And I said, "Excuse me?" She goes, "Who's going to give me my money back?" And I go, I don't know what you're saying." She goes, "What I learned in just this one day is more than I learned in 4 years of PT school. And why wasn't I taught something this simple about how the body's connected and how the body, three planes of motion, because you can't deny it. The research has been done. I wish I would have been under the tree and saw the apple come down every time towards the center of the earth. Somebody else did that for me. So the human being is always driving to the center of the earth. So there's a lot of motions that occur because of that. Well, we didn't make that up. Now we're working our butt off to try to apply it. And so what does that mean to us? And what does that mean to our patients and clients? So that's been my passion for my entire life. But it's still you protect your ego. We all do. I mean, if anybody says I don't have an ego, then they have the biggest ego in the world. If you claim you have the biggest ego, yours might be way too big. And so it's sometimes really hard to sit back and go, let's just shrug your shoulders, shake your head a little bit, and just go, how does the body really work?
Mm.
And that's our job. Our job, that's what I love the name of your company, Joint Dynamics. That's what it's all about. Understanding the dynamics of the joints, how they interact with each other, how they then turn on proprioceptors, how they turn on muscles. And all of a sudden, these kids are moving in patterns that are beautiful that they never did before. You have adults that really have never trained before. They come to you and within literally days that they're moving so much better. They feel so much better. They have less pain. They have more energy. And it's not a miracle. It's just you're just basically reinforcing what the body is meant to do.
First thing, everyone listening, I'm laughing so much because I'm just having a great time because I'm so stoked to be talking to Gary. Because just then I heard myself laugh and I thought that probably wasn't appropriate for what Gary's saying, but I couldn't stop myself because I'm just having such a great time. So excuse me for laughing, but I can't stop.
Oh,
I'm having a great time.
actually,
I'm having a great time.
actually, if I can get you to smile and laugh, and a lot of times what I say is kind of laughable. So, I like when people laugh.